Welcome back to the rotation. I am your host, Joe. With me is Dylan and Dickie, formerly known as Dickie, I guess. And we have a special guest with us tonight, Gavin Geppert. Welcome aboard. Noted Braves fan. Don't know why, but he is. We have a lot to talk about. Not really. Because of the coronavirus.
Yeah.
And the coronavirus is really screwing everything up. It's postponed the season till late May. I'm guessing they won't play at the earliest until July. I don't even think they're going to play this year. That's my take. I don't think we're going to have a season.
But let's not rush into that. We have to talk about like Corona in general. What has transpired in the last week?
I think people.
8 days now. 8 days now. So last Thursday, let's flashback, guys. We were really, different sport, but we were all excited for the NCAA tournament, conference tournament week. We were all pumped up. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, we're just sitting in class, no fans allowed. Oh, next thing you know, every tournament's getting canceled on the spot. That same night, Rudy Gobert tests positive for the coronavirus. And ever since, it's all been downhill from there, guys. What do we make in general of the coronavirus pandemic that is destroying our world right now?
It's not. I don't think it's overblown. It's overblown by media, but I think you just got to take these precautions. Every sport, you're sharing a ball. No matter what sport,
Imagine
you're gonna be touching your face. You're gonna be
foul
sweating.
ball gets hit. That fan holds it.
Yeah.
He tosses it to four, or hands it off to four people. So they can
A Yankees minor leaguer has coronavirus, and he's pitching in Scranton. And
well, we don't know if it's Scranton or if it's Trenton or what the deal is. If it's a Tampa,
we just know.
Tampa, we don't know.
It's still just really hard to comprehend.
How rude of you to make such assumptions that it might be in Scranton.
Well,
he wasn't on the 40-man. He has not been to George Steinbrenner Field complex.
I believe it was very funny. I think it was very funny. I'm not trying to make fun of this coronavirus stuff. I just think it's really funny out of all teams. It was the New York Yankees.
The team that's the most injury depleted.
I wouldn't say that anymore. I'd say the Boston Red Sox.
Oh my God!
Based on one pitcher.
Yeah.
Who else?
They got three. No, they got two because I considered Eovaldi and Perez like half a pitcher each. So they got two, counting Erod.
Let's talk about that real quick, though. That's the most relevant news story now in baseball over the past couple of days. Chris Sale going down with Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, no, it sucks. As a baseball fan, as a baseball enthusiast, I hate to see it. Even as a Yankee fan, I don't like to see it. When I play the Red Sox, I want to face the best. I want to beat the best.
Hypothetically speaking, whenever we do resume the season, if we do resume the season, how do you think this Red Sox rotation is going to shape out?
We're going to go full Tampa Bay. Chaim Bloom has already talked to Renicky about doing
you have to have a bullpen
stuff.
to do that.
Well, we're going to have a large bullpen, and I think all we got right now is like our top guys, Marcus Walden.
If only there was a nice bullpen guy you could have gotten from with you.
Brandon Workman. Brandon Workman is going to be reliever of the year. I can already see it in the AL.
Based off what?
Based off last year, Dylan. One good year.
One good year, but if he's the closer, and you guys aren't going to have that many opportunities to close out games,
you're not going to win reliever games.
But
that's what made Kirby Yates.
Last year, were times where Sale was out. We had Walden come in, or who else? Darwinzon Hernandez. He's going to be a good young lefty. You don't know who Darwinzon is? You probably don't know at this point. A lot of people don't. But he's a good young lefty. He was one of our top prospects. But I'm not going to sit here and say that we're going to be great this year. No, above average.
Your instant take on Judge suffering
punctured lung, and then a hairline or a stress fracture in his rib. I think it's nothing. I think he did it on that dive and catch last year. Mm-hmm. He played the rest of the season, played the postseason. But what people don't understand is athletes, they don't rest in the off season. They take maybe a week or two off, and then they're back in the weight room. They're swinging bats. They're playing catch. They're doing all that kind of stuff. So people are like, oh, well, if it's a 4 to 6 week timetable of him resting, and it's been 5 months, why isn't he back yet? It's because he hasn't been resting. That's why he's not back yet. And they test him today. They found out that he did have. They didn't find out. But they just released that he had a punctured lung. Not good. Could die from that in some cases. The rib, feeling better. We don't have a timetable for the start of the season, so he'll be back by opening day. Judge MVP campaign is back on.
I mean, I just don't know if you're Major League Baseball and you do resume your season, let's say mid-June-ish. I mean, how do you account for how many games are we playing? Who are you playing? Are you playing everybody in your league still? Are we getting rid of interleague play? When's the All-Star game? When's the trade deadline? When's the draft? There's so many.
Imagine if there's no trade
I
deadline.
saw that if they started in June, it would line up that we would have All-Star game in not October, September, and then the World Series would be in
Mid-football
December.
season.
This is all
All-Star
I
game,
wanna say.
the Midsummer Classic, mid-football season.
This is all I want to say.
You know what day the All-Star game's always played, right?
In July.
Well, yeah. Okay, never mind.
This is all I'm going to say about this. We have Mr. October. That's Reggie Jackson. We have Mr. November. That's Derek Jeter.
Who's Mr. December?
Aaron Judge. Mr. December. He is Mr. December.
How are we going to play in December? though?
Neutral site. They said they're going to
Yeah,
neutral
they
site.
threw out
So, like,
Miami.
Can you imagine? Oh my
They threw
God.
out Miami.
Can you imagine the Dodgers Yankees World Series in Houston?
Well, I don't understand. Okay, you could put on the West Coast and let the West Coast team.
Well,
Maybe, like,
if
December
you,
weather.
you'd have to go south, like San Diego.
They could do. Remember the
Petco
hurricane?
Park. Get on
Remember the
board,
hurricane a few years ago where the Yankees played at City?
Yes.
You could do something like that. Just move it as close as you can. But they threw out, just like a Super Bowl has a neutral site every year. They
Uh-huh.
threw out just play all the games at Miami.
How do you decide who's home and home? Just best record gets.
Yeah, best record gets it. It wouldn't matter.
It would.
It's whoever's fans show up.
Well, it wouldn't matter.
We're talking like home, like who's hitting first.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you just do it how you would if you were in a regular
Yeah,
ballpark.
it'd be normal.
Just have
It'd be records.
It'd
That
be
would
like
be
an LA Chargers.
Dodgers Yankees at Minute Maid Park.
That'd be
hilarious.
It'd be a full circle moment. Full circle.
Speaking of Minute Maid, though, this virus stuff is really gonna like make everybody forget about the Houston Astros.
I believe it was a plant by the Houston Astros.
The Astros.
I think that is a
the
really
coronavirus.
unintelligent,
It's a
big
conspiracy.
very unintelligent conspiracy.
I will not forget about the Astros.
I won't either. But
I don't think anybody
baseball
will.
fans in general will.
I don't think anybody will.
Okay, come mid-June, people are just gonna be excited that baseball's back. Nobody's gonna be talking about the Astros. Like everybody.
People are going to risk their lives to go to Houston and boo them. I would.
Just what a time in sports it is. We could be mid-July. We could have the NBA Finals going on, NFL training camp, and Major League Baseball.
We don't always get what we want, though.
Yeah, well, clearly, because we're supposed to be just getting
Dylan,
back from
I
Denver.
believe you brought this up a few nights ago. You said, one day we're going to be chilling with our kids, and we're just going to be having a great time cooking burgers.
Mhm.
And then your son's going to come out, and he's going to be like, hey, Dad, remember back in 2020 when the coronavirus hit? And Dylan said he would bawl his eyes out because all these sports are canceled.
Yeah, as a sports fanatic like I am, I wouldn't bawl my eyes out. I would just be like instantly triggered with so many memories because
Yeah.
this past week's basically been like a movie, not just for sports. The movie, obviously, the entire economy in general. It's just affecting everybody.
Man,
Dad,
WrestleMania.
where were you when the coronavirus outbreak of 2020 hit?
I was
Well,
at
kid.
Millard South High School.
Well, kid, I was there, sonny. I was there. That's all I gotta say about
Gosh,
that.
my grandsons too. This is-
History. They're gonna read about this in history.
They're gonna read about this.
I
in
can't
their-
wait for the
in
30
their
for
American
30.
history classes. My grandson in their American history class is gonna be learning about the coronavirus.
Teach by TJ Mark.
predictions time.
Yep, we're
So
having
we got
a
nothing
short-
to talk about.
We have a short one
We
today.
don't really want to continue to talk about Corona because obviously
It's
there's
too
way
sad.
more educated and professional people you guys have been listening to the past week talking about Corona. So why would we dwell on such a sad topic like that? So let's get into our predictions, Joe.
Yep. We're gonna do by division. We're gonna go 1 through 5. We're not gonna give records and anything like that. I think that's kind of a hard
It's a hard thing,
point to be. Hard thing to be
We
at.
can all take our turns
I'll
Going
start.
division by division.
Okay.
We can
Let's start
one
with the
division at a
NL
time.
West.
Okay.
And then go up Central, East, and then AL West, and we'll finish with the AL East because that's like where our Red Sox and Yankees are. So
Hold
my
on, hold
NL
on.
West.
We got Gavin Geppert here on the pod. As I said, noted Braves fan. Gavin, how you doing, man?
Doing good. Thank you for having me, guys.
Yes.
Nice to be here.
Getting underway. Dickie, you're going to lead us off?
So my NL West, I'm gonna start from 5. This is pretty easy. And probably everybody's 5 in the NL West. I have the Giants, 4. I have the Rockies. And then some people, namely a person that is quarantining tonight, couldn't be here, his favorite team, the D-backs, would be 3rd. And then I have the star-studded youngin' Padres, 2nd. And then, of course, the World Series champions, Dodgers, at 1. Not the Yankees. They are not the World Series champions this year. I have the Dodgers with Mookie Betts, who will re-sign with the Red Sox.
Been a
After
very
this
tough time
offseason.
for Boston sports. Random thought, but go Joe.
Yeah, no, I got the same one. I got the Giants. You know, they're old. Not much working there. Then I got the Rockies. They got Nolan. They got Chucky. They got Chucky Nasty. You know, not working with much else there. Then I got the D-backs. I like the little Marte Partey they got going on. I got the Pods. My MVP pick, Tatis. And then I got your Doyers. Number 1, Dylan.
I got number 5, the Colorado Rockies. I don't really think they're that good to begin with. I think Nolan Arenado will get traded at some point before the deadline.
Will they?
whenever that deadline
They still
is.
got more talent than the Giants.
I don't know.
Giants suck.
They got
We-
Mike Yastrzemski.
We remember last year at the deadline,
Bust the
everybody was talking
policy.
about should the Giants go for it and keep Mad Bum, or should they not go for it and trade
They made
off
a
and stuff.
mistake.
They did make a mistake, but I still think they'll be better than the Rockies. So I have the Giants in 4th place. Then coming in 3rd place, I have the San Diego Padres. I like what the Diamondbacks did this offseason. I thought they were an underrated team last year. I really like their starting rotation now with Mad Bum and Robbie Ray at the top. And obviously number 1, the Dodgers.
Okay. Gavin.
For mine, I also had the Giants coming in at 5th place. I don't think there will be too much debate about that. I don't see the Rockies being that bad. I don't know.
They still got some talent.
They still have some. They got as long as
They got rookie
Arenado
of the
can figure his things out with the management and all that, and then they still have if Marquez has another year like he did last year. I see them getting right above the Giants to end the year. But at 3, I have the San Diego Padres, and then only a couple games ahead of them to end the year, Diamondbacks. But I do think they'll be fighting all year for 2nd place and essentially a second wild card spot. Because I think whoever does come out on top out of those 2 teams and get 2nd place in the division will ultimately get the final wild card spot. And then, of course, Dodgers coming in at 1.
That's easy.
I mean, if anybody had the Dodgers not at 1, you'd be stupid.
Oh yeah, firm 1.
So
Hey, there's a reason they play the ball games. That's all I'm going to say about that. All I'm going to say about that.
Should we go now to the AL West?
NL Central. Let's just move up to NL.
Okay.
NL Central.
Fine.
Last place. Easily, please, everybody,
The
please.
Pittsburgh
Unanimous,
please.
the Pirates.
The Pittsburgh Pirates are
I think they make the Orioles look like a solid team.
Now, this is where the NL Central, I think we can all be mixed up.
I do too.
But
Yeah, you can go
Very
many
true,
ways.
yeah.
Many ways.
I have your Milwaukee Brewers at 4.
Oh,
4?
Yes.
okay.
I don't think they have pitching. Who are you going to put out there?
I agree, Dickie.
Ryan Anderson?
When did they ever?
That's what I was thinking too. But then you also have to think about who does the Cardinals have for pitching? Flaherty, and then who's coming in after that?
Some
Michaelis.
guys that we had last year.
It's the same thing.
Miles
Yeah.
Michaelis.
Adam Wainwright. I mean,
I'm saying it's the same.
Carlos
thing as
Martinez
last
can go
year.
back into his starting place.
Okay.
The
They had
three.
that. Who's that young guy they got with the Rays? Liberatore.
Yeah, he won't
Jordan
be
Hicks
there.
is
he won't
coming
be out
off
this year,
Tommy
though.
John surgery.
Still
But
got
he's-
Giovanni Gallegos. I'm not.
It's-
on the,
it's-
I'm not
it's,
I'm not big on him either.
So for 3, I have the 2016 World Champions, Chicago Cubs.
Okay.
I think no matter what, you could put them at 3, but you could possibly flip-flop them with the Brewers. I just don't think they have a bullpen. I don't think they have the
They're getting
talent on
older.
offense, but
Older on the back end with pitching and bullpen.
they do have a lot of isn't it a contract year for most people?
It is.
So maybe they could make a spark. But at 2, I have the St. Louis Cardinals. And that means the Cincinnati Reds is number 1. I think they have so much talent, but it's the Cincinnati Reds. You never know how it's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
They need fans to show up. I mean, I watch a Reds game just to fall asleep. Tom Brenneman, he makes me fall asleep. But, yeah, I think they have a lot of talent there. Didn't they get Castellanos? Some good pitching. A lot of prospects as well. I like Senzel.
Of course.
I'm going to go next just because I have the exact same order as Dickie does. I mean, the Pirates, we already talked about that. The Brewers, I think their lineup has significantly regressed. I don't think Lorenzo Cain's the exact same player. Same with Ryan Braun, Travis Shaw, all these guys. They lost Moustakas.
Travis Shaw's on the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
They lost Travis Shaw then, and they lost Moustakas, and they lost Grisham.
They lost Eric Thames.
I just want to announce.
And they lost Aguilar at last year's deadline. So I think
Aguilar sucked.
Well, he had one good year. That's why he was an all-star. But yeah, Yasmani. Yeah,
Randall's the
they
big
lost.
one.
Yeah, their offense is Christian Yelich and just Christian Yelich.
Jeremy Jeffress, if he still had anything, is gone.
Who's the young guy they got?
They got Hater.
They got about 3 good guys on the team.
Sleep on the crew.
I think I'm sleeping on the Brewers at 4. 3 Cubs. I mean, they could be good, they could be bad, so we'll just put them in the middle. The Cardinals, they lost Ozuna, right? Their offense wasn't great to begin with. Dexter Fowler had a bounce back year. We don't know how he will play this year. Carpenter actually had a down year compared to his 2018 season. So they got a lot of question marks, but I think overall they got a pretty good core of players. So I'll put them in at the 2 spot. And obviously the Reds are at 1. Obviously they have to prove it since they haven't been in the playoffs for a long time. But they have by far the best lineup. They have the best starting rotation. Don't know about best bullpen in the division, but overall amongst
They have the best hitting bullpen. Michael
Yeah,
Lorenzen
yeah.
posts that up.
but yeah, they have the most talent, so I'll put them at 1.
Yeah. I got the Puckos 5th. Little Pirate action. I actually got the Cardinals, but here's the thing: my 1 through 4, I think they'll all finish within a 7 to 8 game area. I think it'll be really close. I think it'll be a great run. But
I don't know about top 4, but I think the middle of the pack.
Every year this
I
division's
think all
great.
4 of these teams are going to be within 8-ish games. It's going to be close. But I got Cards 4. I like Flaherty. I mean, the rest of that rotation, they're just getting older.
Wasn't it your Cy Young pick?
Yeah, I love Flaherty. I love Flaherty. But the rest of that team,
That offense,
the rest of that team's getting older. That rotation's older. No Ozuna. Hicks. Coming back off TJ is going to take a while. 3. I got the Cubbies. I like their lineup. I like their 1 through 6, 1 through 5. They don't have much working after that. They don't have much working in the rotation. And they really don't have anything really that going in the bullpen. They're going to have to outslug everybody if they want to win. Basically, that's what it's going to come down to in the Windy City. 2, I got the Brew Crew. You guys are sleeping on them. I still like the Brew Crew. I like what their GM's doing. It's every year, everyone's like, well, I mean, they don't have this. All they got is Yelich. And then, that's what we said last year. And look at who ended up making a run. Look, that's what I'm saying is the popular opinion. They're like the Rays of the National League. They never have the star-studded players except for Yelich because they're a small market team, but they're always winning a lot of baseball games. They're always, it seems like, making it to October when they do that. Number 1, I got the Reds because not only did they upgrade their offense a lot, and they have a pretty solid bullpen. I love their rotation. They have Luis Castillo, electric. They have Trevor Bauer, bounce back year. Very nice to have for pitching knowledge and just learning how to pitch. They have Sonny Gray, who I've always been a big fan of. Didn't work out in New York because we were dinosaurs with Larry Rothschild. And they added Wade Miley.
I was about to talk about that, Joe. 1 through 4 because we know Wade Miley had a really good year last year with Houston.
He had his last 3 starts were rough and inflated his numbers.
overall, though, we know.
Right, no, that's what I'm saying.
Baseball people that pay attention.
He had like the
know that way
lowest
better than
home
me.
ERA for
He's
like
really
a long
consistent.
time.
He's a really good fantasy option too.
He's a great way.
About mid-July, yeah. I was gonna ask, is that the best 1 through 4 in the National League in terms of rotation? Better than the Dodgers, maybe.
Matt, you can't sleep on the Mets either, though.
But we always say
I
that.
don't know. I don't like the
I mean,
Dodgers.
I'm usually not really a Met on the Mets train, but
What about the
this
Nationals?
year? I'd say the
Scherzer, Strasburg, Corbin, Sanchez.
I don't know. I'm
That
I'm
beats
gonna
it.
stick with
That beats
I don't know.
That beats
it.
it.
I mean, come
I don't know. I
on.
think
Okay.
Mets even beats that though.
But what we're saying, that Reds rotation is in the
It's great.
conversation. But that's why we like them so much
Yeah.
now. It's,
Yeah, no, I agree.
Gavin?
Gavin, Central.
For NL Central, I have the.
No, you're,
exa-
yeah, the NL Central.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he's on the Central.
Yep, I have the same 1 through 5 as Joe. I have Pirates come in at 5. Not even going to be close. Worst team in not only NL but entire MLB.
No,
Ooh.
Tigers have entered the chat.
I still have them.
You have a 3-way tie.
No, but when Joe Musgrove's your ace, you're having problems.
No, they have Tyon, Jameson Tyon.
Joe Musgrove's better than Tyon, I think.
No,
Yeah.
Tyon's good.
I don't know.
I would say I'd give Musgrove.
Tyon was
Give me
supposed to be
Tyon.
the real
He was
deal.
hurt pretty much all last year.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
had cancer.
ball
at one
cancer.
point, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, he's the guy. He's their guy. I don't like Musgrove.
I don't like either of the guys.
They,
I don't either.
they traded for him. You know who they traded for him? You know who they gave up to get Musgrove? Garrett Cole. They gave up
They
Garrett
make,
Cole.
no, they make.
Yeah, Joe
they
Musgrove
use Red
pitched out
Sox
of
rotation.
the
Yeah.
in the 2017 ALCS.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's who they got for Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole.
You know, Joe Musgrove was the pitcher
You know who
in the 7th inning
You know
of
who-
that Game 5 in Yankee Stadium, Joe. Too much Yankee content. Let's continue.
Did you know?
Did you know Gavin's
This is
going
the
to
same.
continue his
This is
predictions
the
right now?
same team that gave up Tyler Glass and Austin Meadows.
We get it. We know the Pirates are
Bad.
the Browns and
Go.
of MLB of making
Coming in at
personnel decisions.
a lot of games ahead of the Pirates at number 4. I have the Cardinals. Personally, I think they're. I'll just say it nicely. Don't believe in their outfield at all. I think it's horrible.
Is that just because they lost Ozuna?
No, it's because it's not. It's
Harrison Bader's
it's
still
Bader.
inconsistent.
He's overrated. He's supposed to be a stud last year.
Mhm.
It wasn't at all. Jose Martinez is as average could get.
Hey,
And then who they have at left
Gavin,
field?
I
Oh yeah,
have
they
some
have
news for you.
Fowler, who's peaked 5 years ago.
Gavin, I have some news for you.
What's that?
Jose Martinez isn't on the Cardinals anymore.
Yes.
He's not. Oh my God, he's not. No, you're right. He's not. He's on the Rays, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, he's on the Rays, isn't
Mhm.
he? Yeah, no, I said that. Ignore that.
Yeah.
I caught myself.
So is Tommy fan?
But I also think that the Cardinals Cubs
Tommy
bullpens are
It's a joke.
flaming, just burning trash. Both their bullpens are hideous.
Oh.
I have then Cubs coming in at 3, but I agree with Dylan's take. We don't really know what they're gonna be. I mean, they could be good, could be bad. They're probably just gonna be right around 500, is my guess.
They always.
But I think they're just gonna suck it up in the first half, and then if there's a trade deadline, Lord knows all this coronavirus, if you can have the season. But if there were to be a trade deadline, I bet Cubs just end up doing a fire sale, getting rid of everyone, including Chris Bryant, Rizzo. Hot take. I would love to see Braves get Chris Bryant at the deadline, if that at all possible. I could
Can we
totally
get
see
some
that as
breaking
well.
news real quick on this podcast? Emmanuel Sanders
We already discussed.
signed with the New Orleans Saints. Oh, we do now?
It's a baseball podcast.
I know, but just tweet notifications, man. We gotta.
Anyway.
And then coming in, just a couple games ahead of the Cubs, even though it won't matter, is the Brewers. I think Brewers, Cubs, and Cardinals is all going to be really competitive, middle of the NL Central, but at the end of the day, it won't matter. None of them are really competing for a playoff spot. So, but Reds, they're going to be in firm control, be the one all year, like what they have, and they're going to get the one, no questions asked in the NL Central.
All right.
NL East.
Ooh.
Oh, this is the most dicey of all the divisions.
This
in
is
baseball.
Gavin's division. He
This
is a
Gavin's
Braves
division.
fan.
Should we let Gavin go first because it's his division?
No, we gotta keep going in this order. We gotta end it off with Gavin on this one.
Okay, fine. Go, Dickie.
I have very shocking at last.
Is it the Miami Marlins?
It is the Miami Marlins, Dylan.
Wow.
Now this is where
Already have a disagreement
this is
on this
where
division.
I just couldn't pick this division. I couldn't
It's
do
hard.
it. It's like you could flip
Personally,
flop
I
1
didn't think
through
it
4.
was too hard, especially the number one.
All right, yeah.
Unbiased baseball.
I have the Phillies at 4. Joe Girardi coming in.
So do you have this like the same as last year?
I don't know what. Yeah, I think I have the Mets at 3, Nationals at 2, and Braves at
No,
1.
that's what it was last year.
Yeah, I
That's
just
what it was last year.
I don't. It could mix up. You could put the Mets at 1, the Nationals at 1, Phillies at 2, Braves at 3. It could go anywhere. I had such a tough time picking this division, but I ultimately have the Braves coming out top and the Nationals getting a wild card again. But they don't have Rendon anymore. But that pitching.
That's all they lost was Rendon. You realize that's
They
the
have
only guy
that
they lost.
that Carter Keyboom, I think is
Did they lose
Yeah.
Howie Kendrick?
No, they re-signed.
They
They
re-signed.
re-signed.
They also
Okay.
signed.
The only guy they lost on that offense was.
But yeah, I made it short and
Didn't-
quick. I had
were
the
they the
same as
ones that
last year.
signed Eric Thames?
Yes.
Yeah. So they're fine. They got Carter Keyboom. He's like a top 15, top 20 prospect.
Eric Thames needs to go to the AL. He does not
Something
fit.
I just remembered about like a week ago is like Jay Bruce is a Philly boy. It's not, I don't know if any of you see that.
He was in Philly last year, I thought.
Yeah, they
He
traded for him
jumped
last
so
year.
many
Well, he was on Seattle, then Philadelphia traded
He's
for
on
him.
Yeah,
Cleveland
yeah.
too, even for his season.
Yeah, he was at the
Yeah.
Phillies
Yeah,
last year.
he's been bouncing around ever since the Cincinnati days.
Well,
Reds,
he-
Indians, Mariners.
He gets like
He was on the Mets too.
5
Oh, he
good
was, I believe.
games and then he's injured. So
It's always great to start the year, it seems like.
I don't know, Joe, you're up. I made it short and quick.
Okay, Miami 5, done deal. I got the Mets 4. I mean, they didn't really do a whole lot this offseason. They lost Wheeler, added Dylan Betances. Nice, but I mean, Betances didn't get his ankle or Achilles fixed, so we'll see. We'll see how that turns out for them. 3, I got the Phils, the fighting Phils. They improved, but they got to stay healthy. Granted, I know my team couldn't stay healthy, but my team actually has depth, unlike the Phillies. They got Girardi, they added Gregorius, they added Wheeler. Like, they added some really good pieces. So I don't think they're going to – I think they'll finish third. I don't think they're going to be a very distant third, if you get what I mean. 2, I got the Bravos. Yep. For me, I'm not a huge fan of their pitching. Soroka had a great year. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes a step back, though. The strikeout numbers weren't there. He's pitching to a lot of contact. This division is very talented. Got a lot of big hitters in it. You can't pitch to contact like that in a division that's as stacked as that. So I got them finishing second. First, I got your defending champs, the Nationals. I love the pitching. It's amazing. Fairly decent bullpen. It's decent. I mean, it's not the worst bullpen I've seen. All they lost is Rendon. Yeah, all they lost is Rendon, but they got Keyboom, top prospect. So I'll be excited to see what they do. I got them finishing first.
All right, guys. 5 Marlins. That's inevitable. 4, I'm going to go with the Phillies. Look, we saw them add like 4 big bats the previous offseason with McCutchen, with Harper, with JT Realmuto, obviously going along with Rhys Hoskins. So I don't really think the Didi signing really does anything. I mean, we've already seen them add guys and no production comes from it. Also, Zach Wheeler wasn't a difference maker for the Mets, so why would he be a difference maker for the Phillies? Their bullpen is still atrocious. So I'm going to give the Phillies the 4 spot.
They have David Robertson.
I guess he was injured all of last year, but who else do they have? Hector Neris, that's cool. Yeah, we know the Dodgers love to play against Hector Neris.
Sir Anthony Dominguez.
Yeah,
He's their closer.
that's not working.
Did they add what's his name? The guy you cheese with on the show. He was on the Cubs. Not
Jerry Blevins.
no.
I cheese with Jerry Blevins.
It's the guy I wanted the Red Sox to sign. Sidearm guy.
Steven Cheesechick. It's like
Cheesechick.
I thought it was Patton
Cheesechick.
Shit.
Joe Smith?
No, Shishak. I think they signed Shishak.
It's Steve Shishak.
Yeah, Shishak.
Well, I still got the Phillies finishing in 4th, no matter whoever this guy is.
Yeah.
Number 3, I'm going to go with the Mets. Why? Because we can say the same thing over here. They got the rotation. They got all this.
I'm not high on
Sure they improved their bullpen, but can we?
They lost to their rotation.
They lost Wheeler.
Yeah, Wheeler's
They got
good.
Purcello.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so scared.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why they're going to be in the middle of the pack like
Stroman's
they always
good.
are. They didn't improve their offense.
I don't like Syndergaard.
Who did they improve their offense with, John?
Nobody.
Yeah, so I'm going to put them at 3. And number 2, I'm going to go with the Atlanta Braves. Is that okay with you, Gavin? You looked a bit surprised.
No, there's someone that we haven't said this entire time that I'm waiting to get to.
In your
It's gonna be like the number.
Felix Hernandez?
It's gonna be like the number 5 with their rotation.
No,
that he
it's
thinks.
not even on the Braves.
It's on the Mets.
Maybe.
Who are we
It's my
missing?
segment.
Okay. I got the Braves finishing second. The only reason I have the Braves finishing second, I think it'll be a very contested. So the Braves are going to finish second, but I think they're going to get the first wild card. I have the Nationals winning the division, the defending champions. Because of that rotation, the bullpen is still very good. Sure, they lost Rendon, but you know what? That team showed that they can handle anything last year. I think they're going to keep the momentum going. I like what they're building there in Washington. I don't think it was a one-year fluke. I really like.
I think it was overdue.
Yeah, and I think the rotation is going to continue to get better. Like Scherzer and Strasburg are going to be the best 1-2 punch in baseball this upcoming year. And yeah, Nationals won.
Okay.
Okay. I have, of course, Marlins at 5, but something I found out is they're not complete trash. They're really not. They're up and coming. They really are. A few years from now, that even just a couple years from
now. They're not on the Pirates, Tigers, and Orioles.
Fair, exactly. I originally thought they were just trash, but then I realized there are the Orioles, there are the Pirates, there are the Tigers out there. So they make the Marlins look at least.
Hot take: Marlins finish with a better record than the Giants.
Oh yeah, totally. No questions asked. Better record than Pirates too, even. So yeah, Marlins 5. I have Phillies coming in at 4. Atrocious bullpen.
Okay.
You're not gonna get anywhere if you don't have good pitching in this division. As a Braves fan, it's not as nice as the Mets or Nationals, but you at least need some sort of firepower.
I forgot to mention with the Phillies.
Anywhere in this division.
Arrieta's old. He's not good anymore.
No, yeah.
He had bone spurs in his arm last year.
Can I bring up something?
That hurts.
But they can't. It won't be
bring up something real quick.
I have found the Mets rotation on MLB.com. You guys are forgetting some people.
That's who I was about to go into. I was about to go into Stroman. We have yet to mention Stroman's name on this podcast.
You guys are forgetting somebody.
I said Stroman.
They're an all-righty rotation. They have DeGrom, Syndergaard, Stroman, Waka.
Oh my!
Oh yeah.
And Rick Porcello, and then Mats if they want to make it 6.
And I think the Mets have the best starting rotation in the all the MLB. I really do. I think it even tops. I think it beats out the Nationals, and that's why I have Nationals at 3 and Mets at 2. Is simply just because of pitching. I think Mets pitching will have the slight edge on the Nationals, but that could be subject to change, though, of course, because Nats are beyond proven. Of course they are. But it'll be very, very close. And then, of course, Braves at 1, my homer pick. Love Soroka. Love the young guys Braves have. I think they're only going to get better. And then, of course, bringing in a guy like Felix Hernandez. Although it's just on a minor league deal, it's still been was killing it in spring training with this, I believe, sub 1.5 ERA. And of course, maybe if Pache gets called up, Braves' top prospect, center fielder, he's only going to make the lineup even more powerful.
See if Austin Riley can have a bounce back. He had a really good start, then he kind of fell off.
Yeah, that's the only real question mark is the third baseman. Camargo or Riley, no one's really sure yet, but.
All right, AL West, go Dickie.
AL West. We can all agree again that the Mariners will be last.
Yes,
we can agree. They're bad.
Agreed.
I have the Rangers at 4. Does everybody else have the Rangers at 4?
No, I do not have them at 4.
I do.
I have the Angels at 3.
Yep.
I just don't think they have the pitching.
Either.
They don't have the pitching, but they have the offense. I I have the Oakland Athletics at 2 and the Astros at 1. I
Yeah.
mean, even without the cheating, the Astros are still good. They're still good. They can still make the World Series. They're going to get the bases loaded every inning just off hit by pitch. So, I mean, the A's, they're always good. Moneyball. They're always consistent. Everybody says, oh, they're going to fall off because, they can't pay their top player. They're going to.
They just bring in more young guys. These are the young guys. Like Puck. Really good.
Yeah,
Really
that's pretty simple. That's all I can explain it with. It's the Rangers pitching is good.
Mine,
but,
yeah. Mine's the exact same. I mean, I'll touch on it a little bit, just briefly. I mean, Seattle, really nothing going for them. LA Angels, they got the offense. I don't even know who's in the bullpen. Like, I don't know one name. They got 2 pitchers that I can think of off the top of my head. One of the big Dylan.
Cody
Bundy.
Allen. Is he still out?
I just don't know.
I think he's still out. That's the only guy I can think of.
Well, they got Shohei.
I'm
And,
just thinking
They have
of
Ty
guys.
Buttrey.
Yeah,
From the Boston
they're
Red
not
Sox.
winning very much with that. 2, I got your Oakland A's. I don't think it's gonna be by much though. I think Oakland's gonna be a 98 win plus team. I like Matt Chapman, gonna be an MVP candidate this year. Love Matt Chapman. And you know what? He's gonna be the best third baseman.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
gonna like my athletic. Team.
Yeah, I like Oakland. They got Sean Manaea. They got Puck. They got Frankie Montas. Yeah,
You
who's
still remember when you called me? I was at a wedding and you called me to say, "Hey, one of your best fantasy pitchers, Frankie Montas, suspended the rest of the year for PEDs." I'm like,
Yeah, and then I got Houston 1. I think Houston's still a 100-win team easy. They didn't really they
they're not
lost.
a 100-win team, easy, Joe.
Yeah, they are.
Not 100 wins.
Not if the season shortened.
Okay,
Let's just see
you
if
get the
100
gist. You get the gist of what you picking up what I'm putting down.
All right, here's mine. Mine's completely different.
They're a 667 win percentage type team.
Mine's not really completely different. It's swapping 2 teams. 5 Mariners. We're not going to touch on them. No reason to talk about the Mariners on this podcast. Rangers at 4. I think Lance Lynn and Mike Minor had career years for them last year. Can we bet on them doing that again? I don't know.
Lance Lynn, yes.
And it's but it's for that it's for that reason why I put the Rangers at 4. Number 3 is going to be Athletics. Guys, there's finally another team to compete in that division, and it's the Angels. And I think this is the time.
I still take Oakland's lineup.
Wait, so you're putting the Angels at 2?
I'm putting the Angels at 2. I think this is the year Oakland kind of falls off a little bit. They're not going to be awful. Obviously, they'll be around 500, but I don't think they'll be competing for a playoff spot. Okay.
Every year we say the
Oakland's winning
Oakland
98
A's-
games if we play. Figuratively speaking, in 162 games,
That's absurd.
they'll win 98.
That's absurd.
They won 98 2 years ago.
That's absurd.
Frankie
I'll
Montas,
make that
Sean
bet.
Manaea. I'll make that bet with you right now. 20. I'll put 20 on.
Okay, you can make that bet with me too.
Okay.
Okay.
The Oakland A's are good.
Okay.
Don't make that bet as well.
All right, let's go.
Wins.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Number 2, it's going to be the Angels for me, guys.
Yep.
The best player in baseball is Mike Trout. You added arguably the MVP of the National League last year, Anthony Rendon, to that lineup to go right behind Trout.
He wasn't even close.
They're both going to have absurd years. Oh, can I mention Shohei Ohtani's back, and not only is he hitting in that lineup right behind Trout and Rendon, but he's also going to be pitching too. I like the star power. I love the lineup that the Angels possess. I think the rotation, despite a lot of question marks, will be
Got my
good.
boy Julio Teheran.
Yeah, I think obviously Dylan Bundy too. I think it's going to be stable enough for them to win games, and I think they will have a top 5 offense in Major League Baseball just because of Anthony Rendon and what he brings to the table to go right behind Mike Trout and along with Shohei Ohtani. Then we got the Astros at 1. I'm not going to dwell on it like you guys have, but that's my 5.
I have a couple of things I want to say. One, I just want to touch on Oakland. I just want to mention some honorable names. Matt Olson, Matt Chapman, Marcus Semien, Canna.
Simeon had
Jurickson
best
Profar
year.
had an amazing year last
Profiles
year.
of the Padres.
Oh my God, Gabby. Jesus.
Okay.
Who else am I missing?
No,
on
you
that? I
took the guys
love their
last
and their
year.
pitching. They got Liam Hendricks. He was like arguably the best closer.
And that
in
was
the
his
league.
only good year, Joe.
He was good the year before. Yeah, no, him. And then they got this is the rotation. They have a great rotation.
Yeah.
Manaea, Montas, Puck. I just mentioned somebody. Now I'm blanking on his
Myers?
name. Fires is good.
Yeah.
Who else am I just said his name, and I'm
Okay,
completely
Tehran
blanking.
over Fires.
I'm literally blanking on his name. Oh my god. I just said it.
It's okay, Gavin.
Liam
Gavin,
Hendricks, of
go
course.
ahead.
Have you mentioned Liam Hendricks?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Closer last
Guys,
year.
there won't be baseball for 2 months. No reason to argue. Gavin. AL West.
Yeah, Mariners at 5. That's all we need to say about
No, they have
them.
Chris Davis. Bounce back.
Okay.
4. This is where things get. I'm just gonna spice things up on this podcast a little bit. I got Angels coming in at 4. Not even gonna be 500. I love Rendon. I believe he's my NL MVP last year. But I mean, I just don't think their pitching's getting it done. They won't be. I mean, Trout and Rendon are good, but they're not gonna be able to put up those many runs to help support their pitching. I got at 3, and I have the Oakland Athletics. I think they're good, but I think they're just going to be probably right about what we've seen the last few years.
I think they're going to fall off a little bit from that pace.
They might fall off a little bit, but I think they'll still be competing. They'll still be in wild card talks. So then obviously that which will be a surprise to some of you guys. We have Rangers at 2, but that is only if the rotation remains healthy all season. If the rotation is even one of them stays out 30 games, that'll be detrimental, and then they'll end up falling off. But if the Rangers can stay healthy with Kluber, Lynn, and Minor, top 3 pitchers, they'll be totally fine. And then, of course, I have Astros at 1, but not going to be a 100-win team. I guarantee Altuve has a horrible year just because he's got a lot to live up to, and he's just going to have so much pressure on him. And I just guarantee he has his worst year of his career. I have Joey Gallo. I think he'll be have another awesome year for the Rangers. I think he also has potential. I think will be the home run leader in the AL.
All right.
I just have a question
Yeah.
for the unbiased fans at this table with me. What has greater odds of happening? The Oakland A's winning 98 games or the Rangers finishing in second in the division?
I believe the Oakland A's winning that games.
Do you guys just hate Oakland this much? Why don't you like them?
love Texas.
Why don't they didn't lose anybody? Hold on, I can't remember what they're.
AL Central.
I'm
Okay,
not done. No, I'm
guys.
not done with this.
Can we all just skip past the 4 and 5? We have the Tigers and Royals. Please, everybody, tell me you have the Tigers and Royals. Doesn't matter if they're 4 or 5. Do you have them?
Hold on. Hold on.
Well, the
Before
Royals
we
were better
start-
than the Tigers.
Before we start, I just want to point this out. For 80 games, A's didn't have Montas, their ace. For a majority of their season until August, they didn't have Manaea.
I don't think they have to the playoffs.
No, it was they got because I remember I had
Manaea
him in
came
fantasy.
back in September.
Yeah, because I had them in fantasy baseball. Those two missed a majority of the season, and they won 97
I'm
games.
just saying it won't happen.
Come on. They're adding their 2 best pitchers back. Okay.
AL
It's
Central.
a fair argument, John.
Does everybody have the Royals and Tigers?
Yes.
Tigers last, Royals fourth.
Yes.
Gavin. Okay, we're not going to talk about them because they suck.
Can we talk about Jorge Soler real quick?
Okay,
But
Jorge
Merrifield-
Soler's
good.
But Merrifield is the Royals. You can't
Yeah.
say Jorge.
Hunter Dozier said
Merrifield is
Jorge
the
Soler is the
Royals.
best power.
So we'll just do top 3 of this division to save some time. I have the Indians at 3.
Yeah.
White Sox at 2 with the youngins, just like the Padres. I see the young power coming out,
Mhm.
and I believe they have a lot of good pieces. They added Grandal, Keuchel.
Robert.
Yeah, they'll be good.
There's somebody
Eloy.
that's on their team that I want to touch on after we're done with predictions with a little bit of hot topics.
Kopech. Is it Kopech?
It is Kopech. We don't need to talk about
Former
it.
Sock. And then I have the unanimous winner, the Twins.
I
That's
got
what I have too.
I got the White
Everybody?
Sox third.
What?
I have
Yeah.
Okay,
The
so
White Sox
so
have
let the record
only a
reflect.
1 game difference.
So
So
let's-
it'll be fighting for the second.
Let's let the record reflect that me, Dickie, and Gavin all have 5 Tigers, 4 Royals, 3 Indians, 2 White Sox, and 1 Twins. Joe, you have that exact same thing, except for you have the Indians and White Sox flipped, correct?
Yes.
Why don't you talk about that? That's what we will.
Because I like the Indians have a top of the lineup that is star-studded. They have Joe Ram bounce back here. We saw it in the second half. He was on fire. They still got Lindor.
Right now.
Well, I mean, like we don't.
We'll see what
Okay,
comes
we
deadline
don't.
time.
Right. We could say that about a lot of players, a lot
Okay,
of
fair.
teams. So, but as of right now, with that roster, that's what I like about them. They still got Bieber. They still got Clevenger will be back.
Yeah.
Now
The
we know.
rotation always seems to be
Okay, that doesn't matter. The rotation's always good.
Carrasco.
Bieber, Carrasco, Clevenger. What's his name? Plesac.
Yeah, Zach Plesac, Dan Plesac's.
Yeah. So I mean, like, and they have Brad Hand in the back of the bullpen. A lot of people are sleeping on that team. I think, in my opinion, they still got Carlos Santana. How could I forget? So that I think they're going to finish second. I think them and the White Sox. I think they're a relatively equal team because I think I give the pitching edge to the Indians. I think the lineup's more deep in Chicago.
They still can, but I don't know why the Indians haven't re-signed Yasiel Puig.
Because Puig's like a league average player, probably asking for a lot of money.
I think he's
So
He's durable.
AL East. This is gonna be a good one
Is
because
it?
we got the 2 Yankee fans and the Red
It's
Sox
not really
fans.
that hard of a division to predict.
I know,
It's not
It's
hard.
but I will start from number 5. I think we all have them.
The Orioles.
The Yankees.
Okay, moving on to 4.
Number 4. I made this a couple weeks ago.
Was this before the Chris Sale injury?
This was way before the Chris Sale injury, Joe.
Okay.
I have the Blue Jays at number 4. I think they have talent. I think they have veterans. I think they have good pitching.
I'm not high on their pitching.
Yeah, Ryu.
I just don't think they can
Sucks.
consistently over 162 games just get in the top 3.
Ryu sucks.
Number 3, I have the Red Sox. First
There's
podcast,
still time to
I think
fix this.
we said that, I think I said they could win 90 games. I believe that is not realistic anymore. It's just going to be a year for us.
Like last year.
I think we'll be worse, Joe.
Oh, yeah, anyone in the right mind would think that.
Second, big stunner here. I have the Tampa Bay Rays. And then number 1, I have the Yankees if they can stay healthy.
Yeah,
Even if they don't stay
healthy.
What if Garrett Cole goes down with an injury?
Yeah, we saw that.
It's just okay. So I got Baltimore 5. Inevitable. Another inevitable is the Red Sox finishing 4th.
That's
They suck.
I was thinking about switching.
In what world can Alex Verdugo think he can show up wearing a fanny pack? Does he think he's that guy yet?
He's the best right fielder in the AL East that wears 99.
Continue, Joe.
Okay. What?
Continue, Joe. You're just trying to get under your skin and prolong this podcast for our viewers. So continue with your stand.
Okay, I got Toronto 3rd. I mean, easy. Toronto, pitching, Ryu sucks. Never liked Ryu. I think he sucks. I said it before we went to LA.
You were talking that mad SHIT on him last year, Joe.
Yeah,
during that
I was.
game
Before we even
Dodgers
played him, I
series.
told you. Before we even played him, I said, this guy sucks. I said, this guy sucks. We're going to kill this guy. Well, we put up like a 7 spot. We made him cry on national TV. It was awesome. It was funny. I had so much enjoyment out of that. Players weekend, too, on top of it. So, yeah, they suck. His pitching sucks. Good lineup, though. Good lineup. Very good young duo. Love it. Love it a lot. Oh, I know. We got Flo Bichette. We got little Vladdy.
It's more than
We got.
just them two.
No, I know we got Biggio. I mean, come on. They got the 2 young
Brandon Drury, bro.
Yankee
Oh,
legend.
I think Blue Jays are unpredictable. Just simply because of the Yankees.
No, but they got 2 young arms too in the Stroman trade.
Yeah.
And I don't know where they are in the system. I don't know if they will be debuting, but
So you have 2 Rays, Yankees.
yeah, thanks. I'll continue now. I got the Rays too, but like the A's, I got the Rays winning 98 games.
So basically like last year. 98 games.
Fair.
Can you?
Fair.
I want you to sit here and just.
no,
I just want you to listen to this.
I think the Rays are no doubt the first wild card team.
I think them and Oakland are going to be fighting for
I
it.
think no doubt.
I don't think it's no doubt, but I think it'll be. It's going to be within a game or two. They're both a 90. To me, they're both going to fall in the range.
Teams
I just want to point this out a couple years ago when it was
and the bottom of the bottom are like
That's what happened.
in 2018, the Yankees won 100 games, were the first wild card. The A's won 98 or 99, 98 games.
teams that are
and they were the
surprisingly
second
horrible
wild card.
then.
No, that's
No,
just what
I'm
happens
talking
when
like
you have
horrible,
Houston, who's going to
horrible.
win. Figuratively speaking, 162
No,
games. Like
but if 98 is a lot of wins,
I just
it's
want to.
like 10 less wins for a man's team.
I just want to throw out on the record. I'm speaking figuratively as if this was a 162 game season. Because we don't know. That's just how I'm speaking. This is what happens when Houston's a 103, 108 win team. When New York's a 105 up plus team. This is what happens. Teams that win 100 games make the wild card. That's just how baseball works.
All right, I'll go now.
Do you have the same one as him?
I do, and that's one that's going to be really cool. 5 Orioles, 4 Red Sox. I think the Chris Sale injury really depletes that rotation for
Yeah,
them
it
now for
sucks.
Boston. I never liked their bullpen, so I'm going to put the Red Sox at 4. Obviously, a lot of distractions. No Cora now, no Betts. 3, it's going to be the Blue Jays, up and coming team. I actually like Ryu, unlike you, Joe. I think it's going to be a good piece for them. He's going to win. He's going to win some games for them. I love Bichette. More than I do Vlad. But Blue Jays are at 3 because of their young guys. 2's to Tampa Bay. I love the rotation with Glasnow, Snell, and Charlie Moore.
Yup.
I mean, their bullpen's really good. They got a lot of Emilio Pagan's gone now.
Who's the prospect they got? No, that's not.
McKay is he's my
one
rookie of the year.
But he's not the one I'm thinking of. They have the number. They have the number.
I know.
Okay, they have the number 1 prospect. I can't remember his name.
Did you say Tommy Pham?
He's
was
on the
the-
Padres.
He's
That's why I looked at
kidding. He's
Joe.
kidding. He looked at me and just gave me a smirk.
Yeah, okay. But anyways, Tampa Bay 2, Yankees 1. Gavin.
Mine's, pretty much the same, but what I do have is, I'll read off and then explain, because I did make this pre-sale injury. I have Orioles coming in at 5. Blue Jays and Red Sox, I have them both at exactly 500, 81 and 81, but technically Red Sox ahead of them, but it doesn't really matter. But I would put the Blue Jays ahead of them now after the Sale injury, and Red Sox going under 500. I like the Blue Jays pieces. I think I like the Ryu pickup. I think their young guys are unpredictable, have lots of potential to do damage in that lineup. And then, of course, I got Rays at 2, for sure wild card team. And then Yankees coming in at 1. But what does $324 million buy these days? Not a single extra win for the Yankees. I actually still have them winning 2 less games than they did last year. But of course, Cole's here for October or December, whenever the playoffs may be.
Okay.
So next, it's playoff time. Playoff predictions.
Yes.
All right.
Definitely.
Start with the National League. Stay in the same order.
I mean,
Start
well,
with
we already
National
picked our division winner, so we already got our playoff picture set.
Wild
But we
card.
never talked about our NL
Let's
wild
just
card.
do our wild cards.
We can do.
NL, who do we got NL wild card?
I will start.
Are we doing complete playoff predictions?
No, we already got our
Dodgers.
division winners. So I have Braves, Reds, Dodgers in the playoffs, and then I have Padres and Nationals as my wild cards.
I got Dodgers, Reds, Nationals. My wild card is the Milwaukee Brewers and the Atlanta Braves.
Okay. It's gonna go probably Dodgers 1. Then I'm gonna go Nationals 2, Reds 3, Braves 4, and then 5. I'm gonna go with a man that's in quarantine right now. The Arizona Diamondbacks. Jane Sip. Shout out to you, Sippy.
Shout out Sip.
Couldn't be with us tonight.
Miss you, Big Tasty.
Yeah, Diamondbacks
got?
are my 5 though.
I got Dodgers 1, Braves 2, Reds 3, and then for my 2 wild cards, I got Mets at 4, and then Diamondbacks at 5.
Oh,
Okay.
All right, so our fantasy league is starting up, guys.
we ever did
We didn't do AL.
Oh, we never did AL. Shoot.
We never did AL.
AL, I have Yankees 1, Twins 2, Astros 3, White Sox, and Rays. Doesn't matter. You can flip-flop them.
I got Yankees 1, Astros 2, Twins 3. My wild card, yes. I have Oakland at 1. I like their lineup better.
Okay.
And I have Tampa 1 game behind them at 2.
I got 1 Yankees, 2 Twins, 3 Astros, 4 Rays, 5 Angels.
Can I just go to your 2 and 3 actually really quick? You think the Twins will be better than the Astros?
I do.
Yeah.
Weaker division.
Sure. No, I love what the Twins have. I don't know. I
Right,
still
it's
have
like
Astros
Houston.
at 2 for me.
Houston's good.
The Twins just have power. To you, Gavin?
I got Yankees 1, Astros 2, Twins 3, and then I got Rays coming in at the first wild card, and then of course my Flyers, the Rangers coming in at the second wild card.
So me and Gavin both have separate AL West teams
Yeah.
than the Oakland Athletics in that second
Keep
wild.
sleeping on Oakland, bro. 98 wins,
I'm sleeping
97
on them
wins.
this year.
98 to 97.
No, I'm not sleeping on them. They just won't be
You
good
guys are
enough
sleeping.
to make the cut in the
That's
end.
just
They
ridiculous.
Trout and
they won't
Rendon.
make
That's
the
why I
playoffs.
got the Angels in the second
All
round.
right.
Matt Chapman battles.
All right. We got a fantasy league coming up. Still need some people to join. We may do a video on the draft. I don't know who's going to be able to get together. We have some quarantine people. That's going to be coming up very soon, but we'll keep standings track on the website. We'll create a new page for that. We'll keep the standings track, maybe team lineups if it comes to that. You guys let us know what you want on Twitter, the YouTube comments, and we'll start that up. Hopefully we get a league this year. That's the thing. So we're going to set it up, but yep, that's about it. Joe?
Real quick, guys, actually. We're going to do like 3 quick topics. I just want hot takes to end the podcast. We got 3 things I want to talk about real quick. Felix Hernandez. Off to it. I mean, spring training's canceled now, but he was flaming hot, as Gavin just said, to start spring training. If he's you don't even have to say the old Felix. We could say a CC Sabathia kind of pitcher, a pitcher that kind of fell off for a couple years and then reinvented himself. Joe, would you agree that CC reinvented himself?
Oh yeah, well Felix isn't CC.
I'm just saying from what spring training started, if he can be that kind of pitcher, that kind of veteran piece
would be
at
very
the 5
valuable.
spot, that's a very valuable. That would be huge for the Braves.
Exactly what the Braves need.
I personally, not a spring training, whatever that is, I don't think he'll be on the big league roster. Not saying he won't be on it at any point in the season. I'm rooting for Felix.
No, that's
Second
fair.
quick topic.
That's fair.
Second quick topic. Michael Kopech.
Yes.
We've seen him already throwing 100. I mean,
First
once again,
throw
spring
from
training is
Tuck
canceled,
CJ.
but he did get to pitch before spring training was canceled, and obviously thrown over 100
I don't
again.
think he threw a fastball under him.
How beneficial is that to the White Sox
Very.
chances to make the playoffs? If he's
It's very. If he can show that he's a big arm and that he's there. He is here to stay. I am going to be able to start baseball games. I am here to blow cheese for 6 innings. The White Sox could shake a lot of things up.
what do you think about Kopech?
Former Sox.
Thank you.
Thanks for the wise words of Austin Dickey. Lastly, I wanted to talk about this story from spring training. It was former hitters becoming pitchers, not being recognized as good.
Joey Bats.
Jose Bautista, and then a guy who actually is on the Indians right now, pitched for them in spring training, the former Blue Jays center fielder, Anthony Gose.
Ooh, I love a good two-way player.
What do you
Love
think?
a good
What do you
two-way
think of
player.
more players trying to do that? To find
I'm
those
all
spots?
for it.
Yeah.
They got Michael Lorenzen from the Reds. He can hit and swing it, or swing it and pitch. We got Shohei, obviously. He's like a modern-day Babe Ruth.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it. I've never seen this before, where like former major league hitters are
What you
trying
have-
to get back into the big
What
leagues
you
by
have
pitching.
to realize about a lot of these athletes is in college, in high school,
They do
growing
pitch.
up, they do this stuff.
Mhm.
Like, it's not uncommon to find a player that pitches and hits.
Michael Lorenz.
I already said his name.
Oh.
Yeah, but anyway, you get the gist. Like, is it going to be a thing? Because we got the National League DH coming next year. So, I don't know. I hope it. I mean, I'm all for it. But
I'm all for players trying to find their place back in the big leagues and trying something new. So good for Anthony Gose and good for Jose Bautista. I forgot what league he's pitching in this year.
Dominican or something.
Yeah, it's something like that, Puerto Rican, something like that. But yeah, just wanted to talk about that real quick. Gavin, you got any thoughts on it?
No, I think I touched up on a little bit.
Yeah.
More to add.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's
Beautiful.
good.
All right.
Well,
That was our quick topic take, and that wraps up everything we were trying to get through tonight. Joe?
yes. We just want to thank you guys very much from the bottom of our hearts. So, with that, signing off is your defending fantasy baseball champion, Joe Comer. Thank you. See you next time.